G'day everyone, welcome to Silverrun Forest. Great to have you all back again. We're catching up with Jake and Paige in the first week in March. Well, the first working day in March. We're running 2-day months. And Jake is just cutting some new fields. He's sort of experimenting a bit with field shape and position. So the planting window is opened for spring, and so the major activity today is to get planting underway. To that end, he's intending to put in silver beet and corn this spring. And so in terms of this part of the world, he's thinking very much about silver beet and wondering if he, first of all, how it will go on a steeper hillside with the heavy equipment. Certainly would need to be planted across the run of the land, and so the experiment he's thinking of running is to plow it out and plant it and see how far down the hillside it's actually practical to run. So that's what he's just in the process of preparing a little bit of this land here, just to see what that goes like. At the end of the last episode, after the wood chipping, you recall he was ploughing out that area around the platform that he built. He ended up packing the yarder away, and he'll put some more. He's going to grass that particular area, but he ploughed out some of the ground to make a larger grass field, which we can have a look at in a minute. You'll remember the fields that he was ploughing at the beginning of the last episode. His thought is probably to put corn in that one. It's certainly not the intention to be overrun with silver beet. If he's got excess product, he's pretty keen that that's corn. And to that end, he's got some corn sitting in the silo, which is full, and also which in a trailer in the garage. So he had a little bit extra. So he's keeping an eye on the corn prices. He was expecting them to peak last month, but they seem to be running up a little bit. If we have a look at just while he pauses at the end of the row here, we have a look at, well, this is our holdings. The time-saving stock check, if you're not familiar with it, is a terrific mod for getting the summary position of what you've got when the maximum values are. So if we say corn, we're sitting on 36,000 litres in the silo, and as I said, we've got another trailer full that's not captured here. So peak price should have been in January, but if we actually go to the chart here, we can see that we didn't really get to a peak in January, and it's now saying July. So there's something a little bit screwy happening. Nonetheless, the price right at the minute for corn is 700, and we could expect it to get a fraction higher. We don't need to make the sale at the minute, so it's not a big deal. You can see how our wood and other things are valued, and right now cash isn't our primary concern. It's getting the field work done so that we can get these crops planted. And then down on the flatlands by the inlet, there's a field that we had corn in last year. The plan is to put corn in that again, and a field that we cut out that was really just sort of unused space, which we've put grass in. We'll cut that grass shortly. It's ready for a cut. We use grass as a cover crop over the winter, and we will put some silver beet in that, and we need to go and get a cultivator just to be able to plant our silver beet down there. So we'll just run a couple more lines here. We don't need to be overrun with silver beet, that's the main thing. We just want to experiment with a little bit of placement this year just to see, first of all, how much it yields, and secondly, how workable some of this terrain is. So, and then when we've got time, we'll sort of clear extra areas a little bit based on what we learnt, because we've got plenty of land. I think we'll put another strip here. By the time it comes ready to harvest, we can have cleared some of these trees from either end to make more room for ourselves. We'll just position a little bit better. The animals are in good shape. We've missed a little bit there. Sort of catch-22. We need the horsepower working on this uneven terrain, but we could, it's not bad maneuverability, but it's not the most maneuverable combination. It does drop off quite steeply on the side of this plot. So I think we'll just go to the rock there that's in the middle, and that might be the extent of the experiment for this field, I think. You can see down the hill there, where he cut sort of a line just to get a sense for what the grade was like. Short answer is it's steep. That's probably not a bad a bad section just to be able to experiment with. A little bit there to just tidy up. That'll annoy us if we don't grab it. There's probably just a little bit on this edge that we can get just to straighten up along the road there. It's one of those activities where just when you think you've cleared enough space, there's a chance to take out yet another tree. Before you know it, the planting season's over and you haven't got anything in the ground. The conclusion he's reached is he's done enough clearing. And then the idea along the roadside here is the planter is 6 meters and a lot of the gear for harvesting silver beet is 3 meters. So figuring if he plants a 6 meter strip that's quite long, then that's a really effective run to harvest. You know, up and back with the harvester. So I'm just going to give that a try along the side of the track here. There's no traffic other than our vehicles. We own all the land on both sides, so it should be an interesting test just to see how we go. You can see the area there that's all prepped ready for grass seed to go in. So we're just trying to give ourselves about a 6 meter or so strip along here just to see how it goes. Rock on that side, the navigate around. Oops. Missed in the tree that could probably come out in the fullness of time, but just give ourselves plenty here to put one stripe of the planter down it a bit later on today. More trees clearly need to come out down here. And that's probably where we'll stop this section. Let's just go and have a look at the bottom. There's a flat area down by the river here that might be clear enough to work something. I won't worry about this section here. But along the bottom here, we've got a strip, but it's not really wide enough. We'll give it a whirl. Let's see how this goes. Now, the other thing that will also have a bearing, he's not planning to soil test all of these little narrow strips. That seems a touch excessive, so we'll just take pot luck with what he can prep and yield out of them. There's the paper mill on the other side of the river there. There's a little bit of a ford. And now we're down at the bottom of that run we saw before. So it's probably this section done with the plough, and we can run back to the yard, and there's plenty of, there's the rail line runs through here. So plenty of timberlands to think about over the coming years in terms of how they can work. So we'll just drop our plough back in here for the minute. Now, in terms of, we need to get our planter out. Probably the next job for the day though is, let's go and get the mower sorted and get the grass off the little field that we want to put beets in. Actually, while we're here, we will change of plans. We'll just sample this field. Just to give us an idea of what the, even though we're only going to put grass in it, you can see where he's just cut up round the corner here. Just to give us an idea of what sort of soil we're dealing with, and that might influence our plans in the future. There's that bit. And then we'll come down, and there's the edge of that. Just get that stripe there. Round up. We can send those samples off to the lab and find out what we're dealing with up here. Get a bit of a flavour. Y sends them away. Back you up. The tester back in the shed and run down. There's a shed down at the riding school that is where the mowing equipment is housed. So I'll just pop down the hill. We'll let this grass in the grass meadow here go another month before we cut it. Oops. It's all good. The field I'm talking about is just over the railway line here. If you're new to visiting Jake and Paige here on Silverrun Forest Farm, they own the land on the right hand side here. So that's a barley field that they've popped in. That is looking good, should be ready in a couple of months. And then just inside the gate here, this is where put grass in. We'll put corn back in there next month. And this field, this new field we've created here, we will get the grass off, and we'll just put a few silver beet in here. So, but for now, let's drop that down. And try lowering you down. What's happening here? I think we've got this set on mulching. So we need to run back up to the workshop and put the mower function back, or else we won't get any grass at all off there. It makes sense because the last time we used this mower, we mulched the cornfield. Customize you and turn the mulcher off. Now let's get set up for this one. Put it down and turn it on again. And now we have some grass. Excellent. Won't be an enormous yield, but better than a poke in the eye, as they say. It's going to be an annoying little tree there, I think. I'll just deal with that. Little piece of undergrowth. There we go. I can only see a future of equipment getting hung up on that tree, so pull that one out. It didn't take too long. You can see all the grass they generated from the first cut off this riding school meadow. That's not going to work very well like that. Ooh. Let's go row it up. And that'll be close enough. Bale size 220s. That will do fine. Now unfold the baler. Looks like we've still got partial hay bale in there. At this stage, the plan is just to push the bales with the blade on the front of the tractor off to the side of the field. We'll worry about collecting them at another time. They're not our priority today. We want to make sure we've got to go down the shop and get a cultivator so that we can see a plant over the top of this grass. So our planter won't drill the grass, I don't believe. It looks like that will do it. Not going to have enough on here to finish that next bale, so take you back, head down the shop and see if we can get ourselves cultivator. Let's go and see what they've got. Well, we did want more tractors, but I think that's getting a little bit too small for the terrain that we have. And the Alice we've already got, so I think we'll pass. Let's have a look at cultivators. I don't think we need to get to, well, it's 4 meters, 6 meters, 5 meters. I think we'll hope that we get a larger one come up when we can afford it. And I think we'll just, for the moment, lease this boy, which will do the job for us. And that bale can sit there and be in the way to remind us. Let's put you down. Let's go to the front blade. Put that down. And move you off the field. And the question is, if we put the cultivator on a regular worker, can Jake go up and get started on the other activities, or do we need to Supervise. Let's see. I think that's the safest angle to work the field. Oh, that's the best angle that the worker will grab. We'll see. Let's go and get our seeding started. Let's move this hoe out of the way. Be nice when the shed's built and we can spread the equipment out a little bit. I think it'll be a couple more trays of containers of logs before Jake can afford to get the shed finished. They're waiting for some shipments of siding. Let's just got here. Hasn't used this piece of equipment before, so unlikely that it's got any feed in it. Keeps all the seed over here in a container, so yeah, seed type. We want to be planting silver beet. So let's see here. Sugar beet, silver beet. Goodness me. Very different. Let's see how our little experiment is going to work. We go position ourselves, might just run this end. About a row in. That's seeding all right there. Come up and do the road edge last. Not too worried about perfect field shape. That's not the objective of the exercise. We're blocked down on the other field. Might have to pop down there and sort that out. Settle the dispute between the tractor and a bale, no doubt. Our worker's given up in disgust, I think, so we can go and solve that in a minute when we finish this bit. Let's see if we can get this corner navigated. Oops. Quite as accurate as I would have liked. However, we've managed to get a little bit of seed in there. I'll just run back up that. Edge and then fix the couple of little bits we missed on the way. It's just a little bit down here. And down there. So we've gotten the seed in successfully. We'll go down and finish the cultivating, as I'm sure that's not yet complete. And that'll probably do it for the first half of March, and we'll come back next time and get the corn and the grass in. No, not the corn, sorry. We won't be ready to plant the corn. We'll plant the silver beet. Yes, the silver, I'm still doing it. We'll plant the silver beet down by the sugar beet down by the water, and that will be March nailed for us. Should be down the bottom at this point, shouldn't I? Let's go down there. We don't want to be harvesting in that area. Let's just turn around here. Just see how we go along the road's edge here. This terrain might be a little deep on our left-hand side to do much with. But you never know. Ingenuity can solve for a lot of issues. We'll just have to use our imagination, I think. So there we go. That's the silver beet in this section. Let's go back down to the water. The worker had in fact picked up a bale and got themselves stuck, so we'll just get off the field here. Let's just finish this little bit here. Well, as days go, we're in good shape. We should stand to get all of our crop that we want in for March in comfortably in the next episode. And then we can move forward into April when the corn planting window opens. We'll probably take advantage of the some time in the next episode too to finish filling our container and selling another load of wood so that we're prepared for the final payment on the shed too. Would make sense. And we can check on all our animals, make sure their feed is all satisfactory. When I say all our animals, we've got the riding school where we're just providing oats and hay. And the cows, of course, where we're just got calves at the moment and we're only providing hay there. But we'll switch them to silage, or to TMR when we manage to create some silage, which we may also do in the next episode. But until then, this is about where we're going to leave Jake today. This little patch of field is almost done. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying the development of Silverrun Forest Farm, and we'll look forward to catching you next time. See ya.